Steve has right now taken the lead here at the start of the race. Tricky fighting with SANTAI. SANTAI slips into second place now. Tricky now following just closely behind, but looks like SANTAI is not quite done on this lap yet. He's going to try to go against Steve, and into the back goes Tricky. Oh my goodness, Kuntao and Mamatokun has already gotten through, so they take second and third place respectively. SANTAI has been able to recover, so now he's going back and trying. Tricky unfortunately is falling back to fifth. Mamatokun going side by side now, pedal to the metal with Kuntao. It looks like he will have enough speed though coming to his race corner, but Kuntao will outbrake him. Last of the late breakers he is, as they enter the main straight once more. So the first lap about to be completed here by Speed Demon Steve. He's 2 seconds ahead of Kuntao right now, who's struggling to try to stay ahead of Mamatokun. Then later on, we got Enta here 3.7 seconds behind, so he's going to be looking to try to get back into this fight here. Mamato now trying to look for an opening here, can't quite find one, although he is still searching and just wrecking what Kuntao's lines are, trying to plan his next mode of attack here. Since we still have another 11 laps to go in this race here, does mean that this is going to be a long one here, and certainly a lot of time for Mamatokun to decide how exactly he wants to go about this. Nevertheless, the race now is starting to come a bit of a close here, but Mamatokun, wow, so fast already, catches Kuntao on the main straight here, out of a really bad exit, I think, that came out from that Audi just behind him. So Mamatokun now has just moved up into second place. Sorry, that's not an Audi, that's a BMW there that Kuntao is driving there. And now he's already fallen by 1 second behind Mamatokun. So it looks like Mamato is going to be on his way to try to meet Steve to battle for the lead. Have a look on the live timing screen here. First lap has already just been done by Speed Demon Steve, so that's a 2:14 there so far. We're going to see those times continue to fall as these laps go on. But Mamatoko and Kuntao, of course, taking that second and third place. Tahir has recovered from that collision he had against Tricky to come back into fourth place now. And I think Tricky might be... Is he in the pits right now? I don't see him on the mini-map at all. He might have already left the server actually, so apologies for that, but it looks like we've only got 4 cars in the running here for this race. Now, Speed Demon Steve already having built up a lead here of 2.7 seconds over the line early on, is now expanded it to 3.3, now 3.4. It's Mamatokun doesn't seem to be setting his tires alight quite yet. Going to be conserving his performance here in anticipation for the latter stage of this race, where if he does his job correctly, should have a lot more grip here towards the end of the race. But I certainly think that Kuntao will be able to benefit off of this somewhat, making sure that he's not too far out of the way here of this top 2 battle. And that means that should any kind of incidents befall our 2 fastest drivers on track right now, Kuntao will be literally in position to pick up the pieces. And Tahir as well, only 3 seconds behind Kuntao, so this race here certainly seems to be quite even, at least in terms of pace right about now. Into the pits, I think it's that Eka's car that's in the pit lane there. I think we may need to switch back to the main track view here, but nevertheless, only 4 cars still running, and there's no battles ongoing now, just gaps between the drivers. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Alright. We are now back in action here. Kuntao is now half a second behind Enta here, who has already overtaken him for 3rd place in this race. Mamatokun is already closed the gap to 2.1 seconds, but still not close enough to make the fight happen for his end. And Kun Tao, unfortunately, because of this pass now, he is out of the podium position. It's not too far away from M. Tahir, so perhaps he could still fight back, potentially. But I think for Tahir, it's going to be a bit of a relief for him to be able to get past Kun Tao that time. Mamatokun, in the meantime, still trying his level best to keep up with Steve's pace. They're both lapping exactly in the 206s. In fact, Mamatokun is probably only a tenth of a second slower than Speaking and Steve when it comes to that last lap. So it does mean that we're in pace management mode right now between the two resident aliens here. But nevertheless, still a long race to go, so race management is absolutely going to be of more importance here, I think, compared to the race we had earlier with more people in it. Now, naturally, the field being this sparse as well means that there's not many opportunities to lap backmarkers or to get a toe off of them. So it's literally just going to be about hot lapping time, just how well you can maintain the consistency, and also in what places on each lap you're able to gain some time. As we come around the first turn here between Steve and Mamatokun, the gap has already fallen down to 1.6 seconds, so it looks like Mamato is slowly but surely gaining on Steve here. I just saw that Mamatokun is actually dropped back about half a second now, so that gap is now back to 2.1. I was kind of expecting him to be able to close a little bit more, but it seems that on the main straight, Steve in his Audi is still having a lot more horsepower, or rather a lot more torque, I should say, sorry, because all these BCRC mod cars have exactly the same amount of brake horsepower, just a slightly different torque curve, and I think the Audi has a much more aggressive mid-range torque curve compared to the Porsche, and it's helping Steve, I think, to accelerate in these straight sections. Now, normally, if this was a normal GT3 mod, the Audis will suffer a little bit when it comes to cornering speed because of the friction provided by its four-wheel drive system. But given that the BCRC cars are all rear-wheel drive, Steve is not going to be experiencing that sort of disadvantage that Audis normally have in the GT3 category. And I think with the more aggressive torque curve, that actually gives him a bit of an advantage in the very fast sections off-road America. And that's how he's now able to build up almost an eighth of a second's worth of gap now between himself and Mamatokun. In the meantime, Kun Tao has only been able to close in that gap right about now. Tahir now looking nervously in his rear-view mirror, making sure his car looks as big as possible in the fence. Oh, and no, actually, he's going to move aside. He's going to move aside, and Kun Tao is going to fly right through to take third place. Or is he going to be holding it for long? Because Tahir is already literally right on his tail here. And it feels like he just wants to get the toe from Kun Tao again. I wonder, was that a mistake just now from Tahir, or was that intentional from him to let him through? Whatever the case is, though, Kun Tao will still stay ahead of him going into the first turn. So if that was a tactical play here by Tahir, I'm not too sure what exactly the plan will be here from here on out. Now, Tahir was lapping faster. Oh wait, no, he was a lot slower because he slowed down, but his best lap was already 8. So I think he might have been pushing quite hard early on. Now, probably his brakes and tires might have been a bit overheated as a result. Nevertheless, though, by being behind Kun Tao, he will definitely benefit from getting the slipstream off of him. Can't follow too close, though, or else the exhaust fumes are going to continue to heat up his front tires and brakes. but if he can play this tactic right, maybe he might be able to make something out of this. No, he's just going to go for the attack, actually. Slipping into the inside of Kun Tao in that corner. Can't quite stay on the inside for the next one, though, so Kun Tao will still be able to defend his position here. But Tahir is right on his tail by the time they come around this long, sweeping right-hand corner. Kun Tao in the BMW, Tahir in the Porsche GT3. Going nose to tail as we enter a very fast section of Road America now. Through the turn, Tahir slings to the outside. Oh, gets blocked by Kun Tao. Breaking points coming up here. Is he going to be able to get side up side? No, he does not, but then Kun Tao goes wide anyway. Tahir now wheel to wheel against Kun Tao here, entering the section. A bit of a turn that will favor Kun Tao in this next one here, so Tahir had to back off a little bit. A bit of a lift there, but Kun Tao goes a little bit wide. Not sure if he caught a cut warning there, but it seems like he continues to roll through at maximum pace here. Tahir is now going uphill, half a second behind Kun Tao. 6 laps so far. Steve and Mamatokun still in front here. Tahir, he moved aside to allow Kun Tao through, and now it's fighting to try to regain his podium position. Last lap between the two of them, a 2:10. A 2:10.3 for Kun Tao and a 2:10.9 for Tahir. So again, I call into question whether or not he stressed his tires too much in the early stages of this race, and now is suffering in this mid stage because of it. 1 second now, the gap between Kun Tao and Tahir. So he's continuing to build, and build. And let them calm things down a little bit. There's a 3-second gap between our top 2 leaders right now. Mato-kun still not able to make many gains, in spite of the many clean laps we've had earlier. And in his last lap, he is actually 3/10 slower compared to Speed and Steve. Oh boy, Tahir now tries to go around the inside, can't quite get through the BMW M3 though, so he will have to try again in the next sector. But that was looking like a very, very close encounter. Third time, maybe I suppose. Again, very close through this fast section here of Road America. But the gap between them, not as close as it was last lap though. So Kun Tao has definitely been able to make some progress this time. Still goes wide in this corner though. That's something to be worried about because that allows Tahir to immediately catch up to him now. 0.3 seconds behind Kun Tao. Keeping chase. Keeping on the line here. Oh, he goes wide. Kun Tao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into 3rd place. Facing the wrong way now is Kun Tao, as Tahir flashes his headlights in celebration as he enters. Nevertheless, you know, at least we know that the replay function does work here in our broadcast. Nevertheless, though, Tahir now back on the podium positions, and it looks like it will be smooth sailing from here on out. So is Mamatokun going to have any surprises in store for us for the rest of this race here, or are we going to be seeing them just maintain position until the end of the race? There's still 5 laps remaining here. Speed Demon Steve is currently on his 6th. And right now, Mamatokun is not really amping up the pressure that much onto Steve. You know, not really closing the gap significantly. If anything, he's actually lost a bit of time in this lap here. Just saw him lose like 3 to 4 tenths of time through those last 2 corners, and now the gap is up to 4. I think Mamatokun might not be having much grip left, surprisingly. Well, that seems like a shame. It'd be lovely actually to see if he'd be able to catch up to Speed Demon Steve, but at this rate, doesn't look that likely now. Still, race ain't over till it's over, so Steve still has another 6 more laps, 6 more full laps, I should say, to complete here before he'll be able to claim victory in this race. 4 cars still in the running here. Unfortunately, we lost Tricky. You can see my name in the timing tower, but disregard that. I'm not running in this race. Speed Demon Steve is currently the leader of this race by 4 whole seconds in front of Mato-kun. Kun Tao had earlier on been able to take 3rd place from M. Tahir before Tahir was able to claim it back from a mistake that Kun Tao made a lap earlier. Just going way too wide and onto the grass, ends up spinning himself around and facing the wrong direction here. 4 laps still remaining in this race. Steven looks very, very calm and collected really at that front. Not even dropping off the pace one bit. Still a 206, this time a 206.5. And Mamato here. Oh, he goes wide. Kun Tao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into 3rd place. Facing the wrong way now is Kun Tao. It's Tahir flying here. Oh, he goes wide. Kun Tao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into 3rd place. Facing the wrong way now is Kun Tao. It's Tahir flying here. Oh, he goes wide. Kun Tao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into 3rd place. Facing the wrong way now is Kun Tao. It's Tahir flying here. Oh, he goes wide. Kun Tao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into 3rd place. Facing the wrong way now is Kun Tao. It's Tahir. He's gonna have to take that one on the chin, unfortunately. A 24-second gap between him and M. Tahir means that this battle is it's all but over now, you know. So, Mato-kun still not able to catch up to Steve did, although he's been able to drop from 4 seconds now to close to 3.5. But Speed Demon Steve has not dropped off the pace even yet. In fact, I still feel there's even more to come here as the race comes towards the end. Going up the hill now. Oh, Kun Tao has just crashed out and has lost some time as a result. Now you can see his gap is up to 35 from about 20 plus earlier, so that just further adds to his woes. Mato-kun, that last lap, probably one of the fastest one it's actually the fastest lap that he's done so far, but still only about 0.2 of a second faster than Speed Demon Steve's last lap. So delta-wise, still not going to be making up much of a gap here in these next 3 laps. In terms of top speed as well, Speed Demon Steve is literally living up to his own name by setting a top speed of 264. So he's certainly fast on the straight as well as in the corners here, and that has given him lots of advantages really when it comes to not just this race but in all the races he's been in general. And the dedication that he shows to, you know, mastering his craft of using mostly default setups. You know, the first time I joined in the server in SANTAI Malaysia, he was always messing around with setups, trying to find the ideal kind of setup to use for any track there. But since we've switched to the BCRC mod here, the default setup seems to be where it's at, and Steven is mostly kept to it. In any case, this race is now in the final quarter of his progression here. 9 out of 2 laps, and Steve is just about to finish off his 9th lap here to start the final stage of this race. But not much competition to be found in this field here so far. Everything is nice and calm here on Road America. About as calm as you can be when you got flat 6s, inline 6s, as well as V6s. Just roaming around the track at maximum throttle, maximum RPMs. Certainly a orchestra of cylinders and displacement that you certainly want to have front row seats to. But until then, we can just savor it off of our virtual screens here. 2 laps remaining in our race at Road America. M. Tahir still in 3rd place here. Unfortunately, you know, with being him being half a second down from our leaders, don't think he's going to be likely to find any more positions from here on out. Just needs to keep it nice and steady for the rest of this time here. Oh, he goes goes wide. Kuntao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into third place. Facing the wrong way now is Kuntao. It's Tahir flying here. Oh, he goes wide. Kuntao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into third place. Facing the wrong way now is Kuntao. Momentarily running third position, but given he made a mistake at that final corner and basically dipped both his rear wheels into the grass, stepped on the gas too early, and spun himself out completely. He's out of the battle for the podium here. So, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some facts, maybe, about Road America. This is a racetrack in the US of A. In fact, it is located at Eckhart Lake. Not exactly sure which state it's in, but certainly seems like a really lovely place, actually. The track itself even is very old school like. It gives me a lot of vibes of a lot of street tracks around, but it still has plenty of elevation to go around, kind of like Watkins Glen. But certainly for our troubadour of drivers from SANTAI, Malaysia, this track doesn't seem to be too much of a challenge for them, for sure. So, Road America, it is in Wisconsin, in the US of A. It's got long straights and iconic corners. It's hosted the Road America 500 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So, it seems like typically they will run NASCAR road races on this racetrack itself. And I can see how it would be very fitting for NASCAR to come to a track like this. Like, it is relatively wide, so there's certainly lots of opportunities to go too wide through many of these corners here. The long straights will certainly be a boon for the high horsepower nature of stock car racing in America. And those same ingredients, coupled with the agility of GT3 cars, means that this is actually a very nice racetrack to run on for this GT3 class. In the meantime, as I've been digressing, has actually made up some gains in this lap here. Mamatsu-kun, in fact, is lapping still in the 205s, where Steve dropped his pace somewhat. 206.3 is the last lap he's done. But with that 3-second buffer that he had earlier, I think he can certainly step off the pace a little bit to minimize the risk of making any errors in his race, lest he catches another cut warning or another unfortunate incident, let's say. Tahir and Kuntao still maintain in the position. No major mistakes from here on out. Kuntao had a little bit of a spill a few laps back, but as of right now, he's already back on the pace, still maintaining a 40-second gap to Tahir, but certainly no chance for him to try to make that last one. Speaking of last, we are already in the end game. Last lap has just been started by Speed Demon Steve. A 206.5 is his last lap, so his pace is dropping off massively now. And Mamatsu-kun still is lapping in the 205s, the 205.9. So he's already closing the gap, amping up the pressure now onto Steve, who has been, so far, the leader of the last few laps. But will he be the leader at the end of this lap? Haha, let's find out. 2 seconds is the gap between him and Mamatsu-kun. Coming around to the infield section, Steven slows down a little bit. Still maintaining a good line though, and the gap has not changed between himself and Mamatsu-kun. Still at 2 seconds, although 0.2 now, the difference slightly from just about a couple of corners ago. Mamatsu-kun looked a little bit out of shape in the exit of that last corner there, but certainly has not affected his pace catching up to Demon Steve. Unfortunately for the two of them, they're already entering the final section, so Kuntao, he still needs to make the gains, but it doesn't seem like he's closing that gap too much. Speed Demon Steve is now shifted into higher gear here, seeing the pressure coming from Mamatsu-kun. Coming on this very fast right-hand bend. Speed Demon Steve probably didn't even blink, didn't even lift, I think, going through that corner there. But now, entering the final few corners here is going to be a snaky section, especially after this heartbreaking point. Speed Demon Steve hits this breaking point perfectly, takes his line really nice and wide there, right on the edge of the track limit. Mamoto-kun a little bit out of shape on the exit there. That might affect his speed going through the section as Steve continues to snake through the S's here. 1.5 seconds is a gap between the two of them. Kuntao's trying his level best to close the gap now. Speed Demon Steve still rounds around the final corner here ahead of Mamoto-kun, and now goes uphill to claim his victory here in Road America. Well done, Speed Demon Steve. Well done, Mamoto-kun, taking first and second place respectively. Tahir will be coming around the final section too. Goes a little bit wide. Hopefully no cut warnings. I know for a fact that in NASCAR itself, they don't actually police track limits in those races. So I wonder what kind of paces we might be seeing from these guys if we didn't have this track limit rule. Nevertheless, Tahir will be able to come around the final corner and will come across the line as soon as he finishes this uphill climb and will claim the podium position here. Third place for Tahir in the Porsche GT3. And last but not least, Kuntao has only just entered the final sector. Only 3 here. Oh, he goes wide. Kuntao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into third place. Facing the wrong way now is Kuntao. It's Tahir flying here. Oh, he goes wide. Kuntao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up. Kuntao, it's gonna be better luck next time for you, my friend. As he comes around the final corner here, Kuntao will take the fourth and final position of the Road America race, and that should be the end of our festivities here in SANTAI, Malaysia. Good job, well done to all our drivers, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary that I brought along for this broadcast here. It is a beautiful night here. It is 1 a.m. on Monday, and it's going to be back to work, I think, for a lot of people at the end of the night here. Oh, he goes wide. Kuntao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves up into third place. Facing the wrong way now is Kuntao. It's Tahir flying here. Oh, he goes wide. Kuntao goes completely wide onto the grass, and Tahir moves out. Thank you all for watching this live stream here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel here. Eka.W, our producer for this broadcast event. I'd also like to extend our thanks to the SANTAI Malaysia group here for hosting these servers and hosting these great races. Congratulations once again to Speed Demon Steve for winning this race. And with that said and done, I bid thee farewell, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.